In this week's episode, we talk about hot dogs and interview Dan Vapid of the Riverdales, Screeching Weasel, Methadones, Dan Vapid and the Cheats.
Why you deserve what you got and what I should believe in. All I want is just a little piece. I don't really care if you would rather keep it. Finders, keepers, losers, sweepers. Take what I want, and I don't feel bad. It's a vast improvement on the situation that I had. Oh, you know, I know it's wrong, but I don't give a shit. It's the best thing I got going on, and I ain't never gonna quit. Oh no. Take what I want. I come to get it when you're not at home. It's so pathetic that you think that you could stop me, but then I stop you, got the ADT. Now the boys in blue are all out to get me. Take move, it's cool, I still got your stuff, dude. Take what I want, and I don't feel bad. It's a vast improvement on the situation that I had. Oh, you know, I know it's wrong, but I don't give a shit. It's the best thing I got going on, and I ain't never gonna quit. I take what I want. 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 Thing I got going on, and I ain't never gonna quit. No way.
Welcome in once again to Punk Rock Foodies Radio, coming at you live from downtown Mattersville at the Vicious Pig Saloon. This is your one-stop shop for everything punk rock and food. And now, your hosts, Steve Guerrero, Skate Rat Betty, Brian Reinhardt, and the asshole in charge, Xander T.
And that was Take What I Want by Masked Intruder off of their latest album, Love and Other Crimes. Just came out July 8th, I believe. Good album. Go get it, assholes. And you are listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio. And I am the asshole in charge of Punk Rock Foodies, Xander T. And with me today at the Vicious Pig Saloon is...
What's up? It's Skate Rat Betty.
Yeah, Steve Guerrero's in the house too.
Yes, Brian Reinhardt is also in said house.
In the house.
La
We
Casa.
had a great show prepared for today.
Yeah, we had a great
We're
show prepared
prepared.
for last week, and it didn't happen. So we're going to do it
That's why
this
we're
week.
prepared.
Which means we're extra prepared today.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
7 extra
Oh, yeah.
days to think about
I'm
it.
even drunker than I was last week.
And we got a great guest, too.
Brian
We
actually
do.
never stopped drinking, so he's been drinking for 7 days straight.
7 straight days. So now I can just go ahead and say, I love Dan Vapid. That's my guy.
Yep. And after you listen to this show, you're going to love him, too, because that's our guest.
Oh, what are the chances?
So, Punk Rock Foodies is a Facebook group where you make food, post picture of your food on the group. That's it. You take the picture, then you post the picture. That's it. Simple. Use a collage app if you want to show more than one picture. Yeah. Done.
And don't. A lot of people seem to have problems with this. Don't give us links to other websites. Don't give us links to other pages.
Other food groups.
Yeah, don't do that.
Our group is worldwide, so if you tell us that there's a taco fest in like Salem, Massachusetts, it doesn't fucking matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm way on the other side of the coast. So
And also, like, don't post a picture of a fucking, like, stock photo and then post the link to the recipe in your comments, and then when we go to the link, it's the exact photo you posted. Like, make the fucking food.
Yeah.
Like, is that hard?
Let's see how you did it.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see how you did it. There's a lot of that going on lately. Because even if you fuck it up, I want to know why you fuck it up. You know what I mean? What mistakes did you make? I make lots of mistakes when I cook.
Have you noticed all the deep cleavage ladies that are trying to get into the group lately?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
man.
That means I think we're doing something right.
I guess.
I've noticed 3 different profiles with 3 different names, and it's the same Asian girl sitting there, like holding an avocado. You know, it looks like a Japanese girl, and her name's like David Smith. It's like, all right, motherfucker, I got it. All right,
like
sure.
The Clash is like photoshopped under a black shirt. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah, and it's always like you can see like someone in the group like added it. Like, we can see when you do that, man, and you're gonna get defenestrated. So
defenestrated.
Sorry to be mean about it, but I mean, God, we've got important food shit to talk about.
Exactly.
This is my happy place. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah. We don't care about your sunglasses.
So, we do love food, but we love punk rock music. So, we're going to listen to a little punk rock music.
Well, I've been fucking listening to this Useless ID CD for fucking since it came out like a couple weeks ago, or since I got my hands on it. But, dude, this CD goes off. Hopefully you guys are listening to it, too. This is track 4, How to Dismantle an Atom Bomb by Useless ID. You're listening to Punk Rock Freeze Radio. Let's fucking go!
Fired up!
Don't wanna live this way. The die is cast on my DOA. With any attempt to explore, I've been positioned out of line. One life, no regrets. I'm not condemned, but I'm slightly crazy. Living in a fucked society. I better find a way to stop it now. We are different science. We are a chemical reaction of war. We are nuclear violence. How do we dismantle an atom bomb? Inside this bulletproof cage, rats crawling deep in our rage, running out of breath till we suffocate. There's never been a better time to fight the hate. We're gonna rise like a flame, then we're gonna explode from the pits of the dark, freezing down this black hole. Die like we never lived in these times. It's a sacrifice that's keeping this alive. We are different science. We are a chemical reaction of war. We are nuclear violence. How do we dismantle an atom bomb? I'm a drifter, shapeshifter, no surrender. On the outside, on the flip side, life will never be a joyride. We are different science. We are a chemical reaction of war. We are nuclear violence. How do we dismantle an atom bomb? How do we dismantle an atom bomb?
very often I day drink on Monday.
Okay, that was a song by our guest today, Dan Vapid, a song called Good Enough from Dan Vapid and the Cheats. Love that song. We are back on Punk Rock Foodies Radio. I am Brian Reinhardt, and I'm here with the other three people on the show, and the dogs who are here in the bar with us, because it's that kind of place. What are we talking about this week? Aren't we doing hot dogs? Things
Are we talking about dogs?
We're talking about
There you go.
dogs.
That's why they're here.
They're barking. These dogs are
Brian,
barking.
we're talking about what you wanted to talk about. You brought it up last week. We're talking about wieners.
Yep. We're talking about sausages.
Yep,
Big
genitalia.
triumphant, veiny motherfuckers. I just watched Superbad last night, so it's like fresh in my mind.
Yes, hot dogs. We've summertime. What better thing to do in the summertime than fire up the grill and throw on some dogs?
Yep.
And there's a lot of, when you go to a lot of barbecues, there's people who do really boring, bland hot dogs. They just get the same old Oscar Mayer bullshit and throw a little ketchup on there, and that's not acceptable to me. So how do we do it? How do you guys do it?
You know what? I'm typical. I like the Gwaltney chicken franks. I saw
Okay.
Skate Rat. That's what you guys used recently. I really like the flavor of those, and the texture. I mean, they're perfect.
Chicken
But
franks.
they're chicken franks. But I recently
They're
got
big. They're huge.
Okay.
well.
Sorry.
Hey, it's not
That's like
always
my
the
only.
size.
That's my only complaint is the
size.
size. Yeah. Usually, like the meat to bun ratio just doesn't work for me. I used a bigger bun yesterday, so it worked.
Oh my god, so many jokes. Anyway,
This is going to be the greatest sexual innuendo show ever.
If you live in a high traffic area, you can imagine that connection being like super rush hour. That's what it feels like in my head right now with all these wiener jokes going. I can't even
Like
get
a
one out.
sausage fest in there.
I can't even get one out. It's just it's too much traffic.
after this, everybody on Punk Rock Foodies post pictures of your wieners. Let's see what you're working with. Let's see what you're doing.
We have
But I
some,
recently got for our little cook-off competition between us here, the Hebrew National Jumbo Beef Franks.
So they're kosher.
Man, were they good?
Yeah.
They were
Okay.
very good.
Sounds pretty delicious.
But I like basic hot dog is the hot dog on a bun, mustard on one side, ketchup on the other side, and diced onions on it. And I remember my dad. I was at the U.S. Open with the year that O.J. killed his wife, and that's how I base a lot of things anymore. Was it pre O.J. killing his wife or
Before or
post-O.J. killing his
after
wife?
the O.J. killing?
or that year? But and because it was at Oakmont, and my dad, we got hot dogs, and that's how my dad did it. And I'm like, you know what, that looks good. And I did it that way, and that's like my go-to. If it's just a
would that make you like
basic.
a sophomore in high school at that time, OJ? I was
Yeah.
a senior.
No, I
Yeah.
was.
It was 94,
yeah,
right?
I was 16. I was 16,
I'm
17.
class of '94, so
Okay. I'm 96, so I would have been a sophomore.
I'm 95.
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
only time I say
96.
I can say I have class.
But yeah, so that's always been the basic, like standard. Now I know, like I know, Skate Rat, you and Brian, you have major issues with ketchup.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to be quite honest, I've heard people say that it's like sacrilegious to put it on a fucking hot dog anyways, but like I don't know what's more American than ketchup or hot dogs, so
I put ketchup on a lot of stuff. I'll put ketchup on cereal.
Oh,
But
fucking
it doesn't.
Jesus.
But it doesn't go on hot dogs, and I know it's kind of a Chicago thing. There's a lot of people that get very militant about it. If I see someone with ketchup on their hot dog, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to be a dick, but I know people who will be. I just don't think it tastes good. I think mustard. I think there's so many good things. Some jardinera.
yeah, mustard is the way to go.
Yeah, there's jardinera. I want something spicy. There's so many good things you can put on. I think ketchup is too sweet, and unless you're like my son, like my little guy, I'll cut up if I make hot dogs, I'll cut it up and I'll give him some ketchup to dip it in. You know what I mean? But if you're over the age of 10, I think ketchup
Yeah.
should be.
Well, but see, like I grew up in Pittsburgh. That's where Heinz is from. That's it's
Yeah.
everywhere. So
And regionally, there are so many different ways that the same hot dog can be prepared. There's so many different ways. I mean, it's different from town to town. Like in Chicago, I was telling you earlier off the air that it's basically the Chicago dog is described as a hot dog with a salad on top. Like you put a giant pickle spear, the length of the bun in there, tomatoes and onions and hot peppers, pepperoncinis, hot peppers, sport peppers, whatever, neon
Chicago
green relish,
dog is my favorite,
and some mustard. I don't like.
Why is your relish that weird color too? Is that a Chicago dog thing?
I don't get it. There's neon green relish here. It doesn't taste any different from regular relish. I don't get it. And it's Vienna beef. Vienna beef, very important. I personally prefer the Polish sausage. And I don't like the raw onions. I like grilled onions, but Chicago dog for some reason requires raw onions. I'm not a big fan of that.
So I'll take either one. Sometimes I'll do both.
Yeah, but the pickle is, to me, the pickle is the most important thing. Like the long pickle spear, the length of the bun is really, really good. So that's the way I do it.
You love Vienna beef.
I love a long pickle. I do.
And
Vienna beef is very, very important. So that's how that works.
As opposed to Vienna sausages.
Well, Vienna has other sausages, but they use nothing. But they use 100% beef. You know, if you get Oscar Mayer, you're getting a lot of pork, a lot of chicken, or whatever.
I was just gonna ask: does anybody eat a fucking Oscar Mayer hot dog that doesn't have to? I buy them for my dog because they're cheese filled and there's a hole in the middle, and I can put pills in there when I have to.
The cheese filled ones are okay.
Once I'm a parent, I'm sure I'll do that some more. But you know,
if I'm doing fancy hot dogs where I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff on there, I'm not using Oscar Mayer if I'm going to make a fancy hot dog with a bunch of stuff on there. If I'm preparing, if I'm grilling some onions. You know, but it's good for kids. It's good for kids.
The thing I noticed about Oscar Mayer hot dogs, if you grill the whole pack, and whatever, there's 8 in a pack, and maybe you only eat 6, so you have 2 left over. If you put them in the fridge and pull them out the next day, they've shriveled up in their size. They've gotten thinner. They're there's loose skin around it. I've only really noticed that about Oscar Mayer. Yeah. And the Gwaltney ones, they don't do that. Yeah. They still stay meaty.
Well, we always make an extra 1 or 2 for the dog, so I have a couple of Gwaltneys in the fridge right now that are leftovers. Yeah.
All beef is very important. I just think it tastes better. I'm a pork guy, but not with the hot dogs. Give me some ribs, give me some pork chops, but I don't need pork in my hot dogs, man.
Ballpark has a new all beef dog that came out in a artisan pack. I fucking threw it away before I took a picture of it, so I don't remember what it was called. But
artisan.
Yeah, it was something where you only get 5 hot dogs, instead of the normal amount.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So, but they, I got to tell you, they were really good. We did those for 4th of July, and they were really great.
Dude. Isn't it fucked up when a place gives you an odd number of something? What are you doing? Give me an even number. Give me 6. Give me 8. You know what I mean? It's like buying a bunch of buns and they give you 6, or they give you 7 instead of 8.
They never come in the right number. Yeah, Jesus, you get 10 or 6 and then 8.
Maybe it's my Tourette syndrome, but I have to have an even number.
Well, you're missing out on the opportunity, because maybe the next day you could turn that hot dog bun into a breakfast dog. Or
see, now we're talking.
Yeah, see, there's always opportunity, man. That's one thing I've kind of learned about cooking. You have this one little piece of onion, one little piece of bread. You can figure something out,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's even Zoe doesn't eat the bun; she'll just eat the hot dog. So then I always have an extra bun. If you do, the whole 8-pack.
And it's hard to make a joke after you drop your daughter's name, bro. But I was about to.
Okay, go for it.
No. I've got some sense of sensibilities.
Since when?
Give me another beer. We might be a whole different wavelength.
Nurse, another round.
Well, Mike likes wraps. He likes wraps for everything. So
I was just going to say something about that.
Yeah, we used to do, when we do the Italian sausages for dinner for spaghetti, I make a couple extra, and then we have sausage wraps the next day. So one day he said, I'm going to put my hot dog in. And I said, oh, they're gross. I don't like wraps. No, but I did it once, and now most of the time I don't use a bun. Yeah, I know. He's always trying to put his hot dog in.
Wow, this is really going down the road. Oh.
Yeah, I've done them on tortillas before, and I've done I would call it the Mexican dog, where I put the hot dog with some salsa and some, shredded cheddar cheese or something.
Not to be
roll it up.
confused with the Mexican moment of this podcast, but the Mexican dog
Right.
is
Totally different.
There's a place called Lynx here in the Circle, right next to where I live. They have I forgot what it's called, but it's 2 hot dog franks, chili cheese, and in a tortilla with like white onions. Oh,
yeah.
So good. It's a gut bomb, but it's so good.
Yeah.
It sounds almost like the Okie dog.
If you make a hot dog the right way, it's a gut bomb. That's kind of the only way to do it. It's not exactly a healthy food. It's cheap, so you want to. It's supposed to be a gut bomb.
Dude,
me,
when we get to
like a
when we
Dodger
get to the
dog.
point, when we get to the point where we talk about the hot dogs we made over the last couple days, dude,
Yeah.
I had 3 of them, and oh my god, dude, each one got better and better. It just hot dogs are so good. If you could do a hot dog, if you could do justice to a hot dog, there's hope for you to do good stuff in the kitchen.
And the hot dogs, there's so many different ways. There's a million different ways to do them.
Well, I was just gonna ask, like, cooking them. If I'm not grilling them, I put them in a toaster oven, and I cook them in the toaster oven. And some people microwave them, some people boil them. What do you guys think? What's your go-to?
You guys first.
I'd love to do them on the grill, like a Weber grill with charcoal underneath. But for doing hot dogs, that's a lot of work to cook up some wieners. So the cast iron skillet works amazing, or a saute pan's good too. But the cast iron skillet gives it that little nice char. But I've never boiled them.
I've never boiled them either.
Gross, yeah.
I've never boiled them. The closest I've come to that is sometimes in the winter. I mean, I live in the Midwest, and it can get -20 in the middle of early January. So sometimes if I prefer grilling, but if I can't, what I'll do is I'll get a frying pan and I'll put maybe a 1/4 inch of water in there, and I kind of boil that, and you're kind of like in between frying it and boiling it. It's not submerged, but it stays moist, and you still get a little bit of char because the water evaporates very quickly. Moist. The water
Gotta make
evaporates
sure you keep your hot
very
dog
quickly.
wet.
So it's a good. I think that's good to do. And I've done it with beer. Sausages,
Because you don't want to waste the beer.
Bratwursts are good with beer. Bratwurst is what you do with beer, to me.
Yeah.
I'd waste the beer on a hot
Which
dog.
is one of my... bratwurst, one of my favorite, I would say, hot dogs I ever made. I use bratwurst.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
You know what's a good beer to do it with is the Stone Smoked Porter, which has got like a price point of under $5 for a bomber. Mm-hmm. So that's a good one. I've used that quite a few times, especially with the onions too, because it gets that onions after it's caramelized, it just infuses that little more brownness. And I know, Brian, you like a little more brownness in your in your diet, so we can relate on that fact.
Fuck off, Xander.
I didn't even say it this time.
Happy birthday, Sheena! Happy birthday, Sheena!
Yeah,
The African Queen.
She is.
She must be some kind of queen to be putting up with you.
I know. She's very patient. She's on her way to Boston right now, so I'm getting extra drunk because I'm so sad without
with
her.
the Joker.
That's pretty
So
much
that
what
make
it
them
is.
pair of queens? Is that?
God, I hate you guys. I don't even know why I come on this show.
It's because we pay you so well.
Brian, I saw a meme the other day that reminded me of you that said smoking vapes will lead to cervical cancer in males.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing about the vaping thing, and I think I've talked about this before. I joke about it so much, and I make fun of it so much that people think that I vape. People think that I'm a vapor, but I have to I'm very careful to tell people no, I'm making fun of that subculture.
So you have friends that don't speak sarcasm too. I have a couple of those.
Isn't it nuts? People be like, dude, I can't believe you still do that. I'm like, I don't. I make fun of it.
I never have. It's fucking stupid. It's fun to make fun of.
I've got a few friends that use it to quit smoking, and that's fine. But I make fun of the people that do it publicly to look cool. I have no patience for that. Anyway, so back to what are we talking about? Tacos? Lasagna?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Wieners.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, that's it. Did you guys get the link that I sent to you guys about a friend of mine sent me with all the various? There's like 40 different hot dogs from around the world, and it's certain cities in America, but also like Colombia and Korea and Tijuana.
And I think half of them are bullshit.
That Korea one looks rad, though.
I agree.
It's like a corn dog, but with the French fries around it. They lost me at ketchup, but I can substitute mustard. I'm fairly sure.
It says it's coated in fries, like it's coated in crinkle cut fries. I don't know what that means.
So what they probably do is
deep fried.
It's dipped in the corn batter, and then probably rolled in the fries, and then dipped in the fryer. So
crinkle cut fries like have that normal wraparound texture anyway. If you're crinkle cut, when they fry, they kind of like round up a little bit. So,
it's probably
natural.
Embedded in the but like what about that makes it Korean? Like, is Korea like huge on corn, like and potatoes?
A lot of Koreans have herpes on their wieners.
That's what it looks like.
Sorry. Oh wow, we're going there already.
But that's why I'm saying I think a lot of them are bullshit because it's
Dude, we totally just lost our Korean demographic.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. The one dude. Yeah, fuck, we lost Ping.
Well, now we won't get any more Ray-Bans.
Come on, guys, we do have a lot of soul here. Get it?
Man,
soul?
Ooh, that was
soul?
bad.
Soul?
That's all right. Steve's Mexican. He's allowed to be racist.
That's true.
Oh, wait, Karen? No, not yet.
All right, so I'm looking at this thing. Steve, you're a Californian. I'm looking at the difference between the Dodger dog and the Doyer dog. And it looks like it's pretty much just one has more cheese and some jalapenos. And I guess some salsa on there.
One
I like
nacho
the Doyer
cheese.
dog sounds a lot better than the Dodger dog. To me, the Dodger dog is just boring.
Well, okay, so the background on that is there's a lot of Hispanics that love their Dodgers here. And for, a certain amount of them, they can't pronounce Dodgers. So they say, let's go Doyers! So that's where the Doyers comes from. But
okay.
I used to not be cool with it, but now I love it. I embrace it. But yeah, so obviously when you're trying to go a little Hispanic at a Dodger Stadium, which has limited ingredients, what do? Pickled jalapenos and nacho cheese. Makes sense, right?
Pickled jalapenos, I like that.
I hate it. Pickled jalapenos, I'm against.
I've never had it. Is it? Are they horrible? I've never heard
like the jalapenos out of the jar. You've never had
the jar, jarred. That's how they get them in there.
So not
Well,
very
that
stay in there.
hot.
That tames it down if your last name doesn't end in a vowel.
Okay.
It's just.
So they're
it's just one of those
basically
things.
pickled jalapenos are basically just weak jalapenos.
Yeah, they're
can be
pickled down. So they taste more vinegary than they have spicy.
Okay.
Like the hot dogs I made this past weekend. No, we're not pickling jalapenos. We're not taking the seeds out. It's fucking on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how we really roll. But the Doyer dogs. I mean, when you're at Dodger Stadium, they're not going to give you fresh jalapenos. They're getting these big old cans of canned jalapenos.
Yeah.
And they are good. I mean, it gets to like the cheese. It's all gooey and sweet. And that big old Dodger dog.
It's got some salsa on there too. Depends on the salsa.
Yeah. I was actually there on last Friday for. I was working for. I do some freelance work for the Dodgers, doing production. But we were able to stay there for a couple innings afterwards, and I had a Dodger dog. And dude, it took me back to being a kid, man. I mean, the Dodger dog is a quintessential, iconic food if you grew up in Los Angeles.
I think hot dogs in general are like that. We all have. I know I do. I have fond memories of having hot dogs when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like that was like one of the first. When you're a kid, when you're a little one, that's one of the first actual foods you give to, a child.
Yeah.
After you get past the baby food's like, let's try hot dogs. You know what I mean? So like that's one of those. So that's one of my earliest memories is of that. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I even think about like with the girls, it's like that's one of those easy go-to, you can just microwave a couple of hot dogs to warm up. I mean, you can eat them raw out of the package. So it's just made basically warming them up, and it's a real simple lunch, and they're good. You can put any toppings on it you like,
When I was in college, that the tool that you have that has a big fork thing that you use for charcoal? I would just warm up a hot dog over the grill like that, over the oven top like that, and just get charred. Boom, throw it in a bun, dude. In college, you resorted to like these crazy things like you probably wouldn't do now, and it probably wasn't smart then. But fuck, man, you're hungry. You're trying to make the most out of your money, and like, dude, little hot dog on the fucking oven, boom, mustard, ketchup, onions, you're good.
Well, because it's easy. It's easy to make, and they're also very easy to produce. And that's where the Chicago dog started. Was during the Depression, you could on the street, no matter how poor you were, you could get a hot dog for a nickel. You know what I mean? It was just easy to produce, easy to make, and they threw a bunch of stuff on it, and you felt like you were eating like a king. And I think that's the appeal of hot dogs is the ease that they are to produce, and you can really go a lot of different ways with it. A lot of different ways. I like to put potato salad on mine, actually. Mustard potato salad.
Mustard potato salad. That adds a little twist. I like that.
Yeah,
because that's
I do. I wrap mine
little...
in bacon. I wrap mine in bacon with some toothpicks to hold it on there. You grill it real quick because it's pre-cooked, like you said, and then you just kind of get it crisp. You throw it in a bun. You put a bunch of potato salad on there. You don't need a lot. I prefer the Chicago dog, but that's very quick and easy. It'll fill you up, and if you serve it to someone who's not expecting, they're like, "Oh wow, this guy can really cook. This guy really knows what he's doing." You know, it's very misleading to me. So also pasta salad and what else is good on there?
Coleslaw.
Coleslaw is really good. Coleslaw is really good on there. So that's the thing about a hot dog. You can throw whatever on there.
Yeah, arugula. You could throw a fried egg on there. I mean, fuck, dude.
It's one of the most versatile. You know, I mean, we've talked about burgers and we've talked about pizza. How it's like a blank canvas. You can just do anything. Hot dogs the same way. Mm-hmm. Whatever type you got, different types of buns, different types of dogs, and all the different toppings. And you could.
Hey, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I would let you guys put anything on my wiener.
You really? You know what? We believe you. We believe it.
Well, and you can satisfy numerous people at once. So you make hot dogs, great. So everybody's satisfied. You set out a little topping bar, and everybody eats their wiener how they prefer it. But you're all still like, what is that Android commercial? Be alike, not the same.
Yeah.
Jen, the rumors are true. I can satisfy everyone with my wiener.
Somewhere in here, we're gonna get a hashtag out of the show at some point. Hashtag Steve's wiener or hashtag satisfy Steve with your wiener. It's gotta be in there somewhere.
Mike knows what we're talking about. I saw him walk by twice naked already. So.
We're not ready for that kind of
place, Mike.
No, I have the camera tilted into the corner.
His beard is hanging so low we can't see it. It's so long now. So
why don't we take a quick music break? Come back. We'll talk more about that link, the 40 World Makes Awesome Hot Dogs link. Then
we can talk about what we've been cooking up too. So
yeah, let's do it.
How about Hot Dog in a Hallway by NoFX?
Good idea.
Punk Rock Foodies Radio.
Like a good idea, man.
She'll have another piece of pie. She'll have a double Reuben rye. She works hard at eating well. That's why I love her. She's got a couple of pony kegs. Her arms are bigger than my legs. And when she holds me, I can't breathe. That's why I love her. Yeah, I'm a butter. My bread, she's like a mobile waterbed. And when I get on top of her, I can't touch the mattress. And when her flesh begins to sag, she's like a human sleeping bag. I feel so cozy, safe and warm. She's my insulation. so bigger than my legs. And when she holds me, I can't breathe. That's why I love her. City of Satan. City of Satan. Oh, let me tell you about a city known as Satan. City of Satan. Where all the people look so good, you gotta hate them. City of Satan. But when you feel it and your blood runs hard, you gotta keep on rocking, give it what you got. In the city of Satan. In the city of Satan. 1,000 years of lies and still they gotta fake it. City of Satan. You gotta wear a mask if you wanna make it. City of Satan. But when you feel it and your blood runs hard, you gotta keep on rocking, give it what you got. In the city of Satan. City of Satan. Everybody now. City of Satan. Everybody now. City of Satan. You don't really wanna go there. You don't really wanna make it your home. Put your makeup on, make your hair real pretty, and meet me tonight down in Satan City. Spend the night forever.
Well, that was Turbo Negro with City of Satan, and we're here talking about wieners.
If we are talking about
Wieners.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what? Now that you say that, let me bring it in like this. Okay, at Disneyland, there's a rad place in California, Disneyland called Award Wieners, and they serve hot dogs, corn dogs, but they also serve a specialty hot dog that is seasonal based on what movie's out. So right now they did the Jungle Book one, and I haven't been to Disneyland since, so I didn't have a chance to taste this. But instead of doing a traditional corn dog, they did a banana with a cinnamon batter. So it's like a banana corn dog.
Whoa, that sounds awesome.
With like a chocolate caramel sauce.
Jeez.
Oh,
Wow,
I mean-
that sounds amazing.
That's fucking
Next level
Disneyland
shit.
doing
Yep.
Disneyland shit.
I might have to start Disney. Yeah.
That is some
Their food, I hear,
Imagineering
is-
happening right there.
Well, you guys are always welcome to stay at the Casa Guerrero because we're 10 minutes away from Disneyland. So,
It's going to happen
You got me
eventually
beat.
next
I'm
time
an
I come
hour.
out there.
Or Disney World.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, so we got this link, and we're going to share it on the. It's on the radio Facebook page. It's 40 ways the world makes awesome hot dogs, and
It's got some nice art. It's got some illustrations and some
I
descriptions. We think some of them are bullshit,
Yeah.
but a lot of them sound good.
I mean, a lot of them sound. I think they all sound good. I just think they're bullshit in the fact that, like in Norway, they don't wrap their hot dogs in tortillas. Like when I think of Norway, I don't think tortilla. You know.
Yeah, when I think Norway, I think they just wrap it in a fucking fish or something, like a herring.
Yeah.
And then like the Georgia one is an open hot dog bun, sliced hot dog, cheese, chili, chopped onions, sliced pickles, oyster crackers, ketchup, mustard. It sounds like a really shitty chili recipe, you know? Like,
Yeah. That sounds
Exactly.
made up. It sounds, I don't know.
Well, and I have a hard time with the places too, like Norway, where they have like a foot long hot dog in like a short bun. Who fucking does that? Is that like again with the bun to meat ratio? Like, I can't do a foot long in a short guy.
I wouldn't eat that because I'd be too intimidated to eat that. I'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Right? I wouldn't even eat a
do
banana
that.
in public. Shit.
Dude, but then you look at the Brazil dog, which seems like it's got it going on, dude. The hot dog with pico de gallo, corn,
Yeah.
grated
Yeah.
Parmesan, shredded carrots, diced ham, cilantro, and shoestring fries. Are you fucking kidding me?
That is like the most unique one on there with the
That's like
with
a
the shredded
chokehold
carrots.
to your fucking taste
Yeah.
buds, dude.
Very, very different. I like that one's very different from the rest of
Brazilians.
them.
Does it come with the Zika virus?
and then the fact that like there's even a France one. Like I highly doubt that France has hot dogs. Number one, and number two, it's so typically French. It's in a baguette and it's got Gruyere cheese on it. Like, don't bullshit.
And it's served to you by a mime.
Who's rude?
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, all right. Well, listen, Xander, you speak on behalf of Maryland. So what's up
I've
with this
never heard
Baltimore
of that
dog?
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says it's a fried bologna,
A squishy bun.
It's a hot dog wrapped in fried bologna with mustard
Fried.
and a squishy bun.
Okay, I'm assuming the squishy bun means it's been like moistened, like in an au jus type thing, and
or like you got
moist.
water
yeah,
in the
I guess,
bag.
but
on
like
accident.
I don't know. I've never heard of this. I know fried bologna is a big deal, like in the area, but I think that's like anywhere that's like Rust Belt type.
But if you already got a hot dog, why would you want to wrap it in fried bologna? It's essentially the same thing.
Dude, I don't know. When the first time you mentioned it, and you said Baltimore dog, I'm thinking, okay, there's going to be like crab meat on it. Nope.
Yeah.
There should be. There totally should
Exactly.
be.
That's why I think that's another reason I think
like a
it's
lobster
bullshit.
roll or for.
Crab salad would be great on a hot
Oh
dog.
hell yeah!
That'd be great on a hot dog. That'd be
And
awesome.
how does the Columbia dog not come with cocaine?
Right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, just
make
like a
any
little,
sense.
little baggie on the side, you know, just so after you're done eating, you take a quick shit and you're good to go.
No, but it's got pineapple, crushed potato chips, and boiled quail eggs.
Yeah, that's weird.
Are quails
Boiled.
prominent in Colombia? Like, is that a thing?
Well, I can understand why they didn't do a Florida dog. Nobody wants to eat a hot dog in a trailer.
I actually, of all
or
of
a
these,
hurricane.
one of my favorites on there is probably one of the simplest ones, which is the Cleveland dog, which is just kielbasa with French fries, hot sauce, and coleslaw.
I'm thinking of the
super
Cleveland
simple.
steamer.
Yeah, well, that's if you put it in the broiler for a
course you
second,
are.
it becomes a Cleveland steamer.
Well, it's so simple and it sounds great. Hot sauce.
That sounds exactly like what Rachel made for the cook-off, and was with the
Cleveland
Pittsburgh
steamer?
dog, like a Permane Brothers with the French fries and the coleslaw on it.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you go to Permane Brothers, you also get hot sauce, and then it's like it had melted provolone cheese. But like the Amsterdam dog, please tell me that really was the Italian dog. Like
It should have
Yeah.
been.
pizza
Sounds very
sauce and
Italian.
mozzarella cheese. Like what the hell? How's that Amsterdam?
Well,
I mean-
it should have said then baked instead of broiled.
Exactly.
I was looking for it. Yeah.
They're really, really baked.
But
What about the Guatemala dog? Bacon wrapped hot dog in an avocado coated corn tortilla with shredded lettuce, cabbage, mayonnaise, and chopped onions. To
Yeah,
me, that's
that
too much
sounds-
chlorophyll. That's too much
That sounds
chlorophyll.
perfect. No, that sounds perfect.
Perfect. I like avocado.
I would totally try that too.
I don't know if I'd ever want lettuce on a hot dog.
All the tequila I've drank in my life, my stomach is lined with leather. I'm fine with it, dude. That would be no problem.
Do you enjoy being the stereotype?
The mayonnaise on hot dogs throws me off.
What is?
The mayonnaise. The ones we made the other night, Mike put mayonnaise on his. I left it off.
I don't know. I like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Amelia calls it white diarrhea. I love it. I put it on.
I love mayo, but on hot dogs, I can't do it. And
I remember at one time as a kid, we got this Disney World cookbook, and it was the California hot dog. And basically, what it was a slice of bread, a hot dog, and you put any sandwich toppings you would put on, like that. So I was like, oh man, kid, I love California. Surfing's cool. I want to make California hot dog. And so I put mayonnaise and tomatoes, and the hot dog fell out, and I ended up just eating this mayonnaise tomato sandwich, and it was so good. And so I'll put mayonnaise on anything, including my wiener.
That sounds disgusting.
I never have, but I will.
So why does the Denver hot dog sound like the spiciest one of all these selections? Scroll over to the Denver hot dog and read that
Because you're
description.
a wuss when it comes to hot peppers.
I'm just saying it sounds
hot at all.
spicy.
No,
It's
green
got-
chili sauce could be mild.
Yeah.
And, dude,
Can it?
chopped jalapenos. Dude. With sour cream.
I think the
it's-
Seattle one sounds spicier. It's got raw jalapenos and sriracha on it, which,
There we go.
Yeah.
again, when I think Seattle, I'm thinking jalapenos and sriracha.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, the Seattle does have sriracha on it. Okay, I guess I didn't see that. You'd think Seattle would have a bunch of coffee grounds on
Coffee
it
and
or
like
something.
plaid, like flannel. Like
Serves in a flannel napkin.
and it drives the Prius.
All right, so you guys can look at this link. We have it on the page, so you can check it out. But right now, let's talk about
Get it, Link? Get it?
what we
Get
all
it?
did.
Yeah.
Link.
It's a hot link.
Pretty
So,
hot.
what did you all do with your hot dog creations? Brian?
Let's go, Brian.
I pretty much already talked about mine. I just like to throw a bunch of potato salad on there. But if I'm not doing that, if I want to get a little fancier, I will wrap it in bacon, and I'm just doing some a pickle. One of the Chicago ways is to put a big slices of tomato on there, but to me that's just a waste of space. So I will do grilled onions, mustard, hot peppers, maybe some giardiniera, and maybe some cheese on there. It's not quite Chicago, but no ketchup, and I like cooked onions rather than the raw onions. So that's how I do it.
And the ones that you posted, that you shared, was that...
Oh yeah, those bacon wrapped with mustard, kind of mustard tinged potato salad.
That's okay. It was very yellowy, and
It's very yellowy. I like the mustard because it's a little
Just
spicier.
like Brian's skin color.
jaundice.
You got jaundice, yeah. Well, if there's anyone from Cincinnati listening, I know in Cincinnati they like to use their Skyline chili to put on their dogs, and it sucks. It's gross. I know they love it there, but it's not good. So sorry if we lost both listeners in Cincinnati, but fuck your Skyline chili.
And fuck the Bengals too while we're here.
Exactly.
Oh, I'd fuck the Bengals still. I still would.
Skate Rat, your dog that you and Michael did. You mentioned the mayonnaise. What?
We did, and actually that was Mike's idea. And I swear to God, this girl that I like doppelgang with around town, she just this week had just posted. My boyfriend said to put peanut butter on my hot dog, and I called him a liar, but it's fucking delicious. So Mike came to me and said, I want to do peanut butter and bacon and mayonnaise hot dogs. And I said, you know what? The girl I twin with is just never wrong, so sure, why not? So he did. I insisted on the poppy seed buns. We got huge hoagie rolls. I toasted mine, which was really good with the peanut butter because, I'm pregnant. But I ended up halfway through, I pulled the hot dog out and just ate the peanut butter and the fucking bacon.
Man, Jen, the hot dog did not get pulled out.
When's your due date?
There is a.
And I got to tell you, again, with the meat to bun ratio, we used hoagie rolls. So we had those giant Gwaltney dogs, but they were a little short. So we had an extra hot dog we cut one in half. So we each actually had a dog and a half on there that we just covered up with like the onions and stuff so you couldn't
Poor
see it.
Mike, you're giving away all his dong secrets.
I know, it's really not as big as it looked in the picture.
Oh no! There is
about the
there's
hot
a
dogs, folks.
yes.
Oh, shit.
There is a place near me called Frank's Night Out where they do all kinds of crazy hot dog creations, and one of them is like what you're describing. It's a bacon wrapped hot dog with creamy peanut butter and slices of raw jalapeno on top of that. And let me tell you, it's incredible.
So they do it with jalapeno. See, I had almost thought about doing it on the jalapeno. I had some King's Hawaiian sweet.
Yeah, they just do
jalapenos.
sliced raw jalapenos, like whole slices on top of the creamy peanut butter with the bacon wrapped dog, and it is amazing. It's in Plainfield, Illinois. If anyone ever makes it to Plainfield, Illinois, go to Frank's Night Out. It's delicious.
I was surprised. It was really good. I even tried Mike's with the mayonnaise and everything because I didn't put the mayonnaise on mine. But it was really good. I just halfway through was like, oh, this peanut butter and bacon is awesome.
Yeah, that was one of the most interesting combinations of flavors I've ever seen on this page, Jen. Not that it intrigued me. I would love to have tasted that Michael's wiener.
Sure you would.
I think we can all say that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, let's all be honest here. But no. I just, that was, dude, way to be creative with that. That was fucking cool.
I was trying so hard to think outside the box because most of the stuff
Outside the box?
Outside the box, what?
yeah. Even
Jen,
when
you're not even going to get a sentence out before we do something.
Outside the box and straight to the bug.
it makes it so much better that I'm pregnant too.
It sure does.
So many opportunities.
We couldn't do this episode without you.
I think of that stupid meme, the GIF where the girl goes, "I only hang out with guys because they're less drama," and somebody off screen throws like 40 hot dogs at her face. So like this whole episode, every time you guys are like, "Oh, so many wieners."
Yeah. It's hard. We are
hard,
not good guys.
You have a hard wiener, Brian? What are you doing?
We've made
Show
no
your
progress
hands.
since
Show your
grade
hands
school.
now.
Hands in the air. We've made zero progress since grade school.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've actually regressed. I went to 12th grade, and then I started going backwards slowly but surely.
Yep. I'm back to first now.
So, Steve, tell us about your wiener.
Okay, well, I try to riff on like a Sonora Dog style. So, Sonora Dog doesn't mean shit to me, except it's like a Mexican style. But our hot dogs were, we didn't marinate them this time, but what we did was we grill the hot dogs, then
You
on
grow
the Hawaiian king.
I heard that too. Sorry.
I what?
Grow the hot dogs?
Grill.
Okay.
Hot dog tree.
Double IPAs maybe taking a little hold right now. But yeah, so you get the King's Hawaiian roll, put shredded cheese on there, so when you put the grilled hot dog, it melts underneath. Avocado mash on top, pinto beans, and what I did was a jalapeno, red onion, and I used Stubbs green chili barbecue marinade with a little bit of beer, and cooked that on the griddle top. Throw that right on top when it's done. Sriracha, and boom. It was fucking amazing.
It sounds really good.
Yeah. I had
Sounds
three of them. I had 3 full big hot dogs. I couldn't believe it.
That probably wasn't the first time.
I felt like Jenna Jameson in her prime.
Wieners everywhere.
This is we have the grossest food show ever. Like it's a food show you listen to when you want to not get hungry because we're gonna ruin your appetite.
We might as well play Clash, Metallica, and everything else because we're gonna get banned no matter what.
No shit.
What was the last band? What was it? The Ramones? What was the last band that we couldn't play?
Actually,
was it
No Use for
Strung
a
Out
Name.
or something? Was it No Use for a Name?
Yeah, I think they've tightened up the copyright on that because of Tony's death and trying to get some money for the family. I don't blame them. But,
I can understand it.
Yep.
I can understand it.
But yeah. So
who's next? What'd you do?
Yeah, so my wiener. First, I started by making homemade soft pretzel buns, which were
I think I saw that.
unbelievable. And I made 4 because I knew I was only going to use one, but I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out, so I had to make so I could pick the best one. But I got the Jewish hot dogs, the Hebrew Nationals.
Hebrew National.
Yes. I wanted to stay kosher.
Very important.
Yeah. So I got the Hebrew National Jumbo Beef Franks because I wanted to split them and stuff them. And like you had said about doing with the kielbasa, Brian. But I noticed you can't butterfly a hot dog like you can like a chicken breast or even like a shrimp. So
You can octopus it though.
Well, yeah, but then it wouldn't.
Like in Japan.
I'm sure they do that all the time over there. But I ended up just taking a notch. I notched it out, and so I cut out like a V shape, like I made a valley in it, and then I stuffed that with cream cheese, some thin sliced jalafuego peppers, which is I guess a cross between a jalapeno and del fuego. I don't know. And then I wrapped it in bacon. And the thing was, I always cook bacon-wrapped hot dogs, like, right on the flame, and then it just causes, like, major fire, and you can't, like, by the time you get the bacon cooked, it's, like, almost burnt on there and everything, or you've got a lot of fattiness. I didn't put it directly on the flame, so it ended up baking, and so all the bacon got crispy around it. It didn't move at all, it didn't shrink up, and so all the cream cheese stayed right inside the hot dog. It was perfect.
That's the way to do it.
It was perfect. And then, threw it on the pretzel bun. I figured, got to use yellow mustard on a pretzel. And then I had some of that Frank's sweet chili sauce. And I put that on the other side. And I had some pickled red onions that I had made. I tossed those on.
So when you bit into your wiener, you had like a nice creamy burst.
Yeah, right in the middle. Like as I held on to the wiener and I could give it a little squeeze, a little bit of white cream came out the tip.
We can't go 1 minute without this shit.
You gotta make sure you do it on the base.
Yeah. I
You
needed
guys,
2 hands,
my mom
too.
listens to this show.
To grip it and just start pulling it.
Two-handed.
Jen Betty is trying to find her exit plan right now.
I found that stupid GIF. I was trying to put it on Sanders' page.
But I'll tell you what, I didn't even think about it until later today, or I guess earlier today, because later today would be in the future, and I won't be thinking about it then. But I
Marty
used to
McFly.
I loved making this. It was with bratwurst that I would cook in beer and then throw on the grill. But I would make Indian fry bread for the buns, and coleslaw, and a pickled or a corn relish. That was like I think it had like curry in it, so it was like this curry corn relish. Oh my god, that was so good. You got the flavor of the beer and the grill, you got the sweetness of the bread and the coleslaw, and then like that like kind of tang of the corn relish. It was that was a great hot dog I've made a couple of times in the past. And
what beer do you guys use when you boil it? Do you use a specific beer when you boil your?
I use like something dark. Like I think last time I did, I used like a Beck's Dark. Just
I use Stone Smoke Porter.
Oh, that's okay. I tend to use German beer. I tend to use just find it, and it doesn't always have to be good. It just has to be something sharp.
It's got
because even if it's German beer, even if it's not very good, it tends to have kind of a little bit of a sharpness, and that's really all I want when I boil it. So
you seem like a German purist.
Well, it's the name. It's the name, and it's the mustache, isn't it? I probably shouldn't have
the little mustache
shaved it like
you got
this.
going there.
I think it's funny that all I can see in this film is the little mustache at the side.
probably should shave this thing off. Sorry,
I need
everybody.
to Photoshop you.
I know it'll happen by the end of the night because we're both going to be up late drinking the night, so I'm sure it'll happen.
Dude, I have a folder on my my computer, and it's like towards the right hand top, so like I always see it. It's called Brian's B-Day, and now I know when your B-Day's coming, so it's coming again, dude.
The one that you photoshopped of me with Justin Bieber a few years ago, that was one of the funniest fucking pictures.
Your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, it's like a couple days.
My birthday's in another week or two.
Yeah, all these files are July 21st, so it's got to be right around then.
That's when it is.
Uh-oh.
That's when it is. So, Speaking of
I
which,
will Photoshop the fuck out of you.
speaking of which,
My pleasure, bro.
Jen Betty, are we? Is Michael Barson sending us out some beers? We're going to do an episode of the drinking happening up pretty soon.
Yeah, I am hoping that you guys will do the show before Penny arrives, because otherwise...
That's the idea. I want to do it before Penny arrives. Because I want you to be able to be there.
Otherwise he's going to be drunk and useless. I'm going to need him.
We want to do it for that reason. We also want you to be there and engaged and be able to do that. Because once Penny arrives, well, obviously you've got more important things to do. So
What?
we want to do it
more
before.
important than this shit show.
I think the hardest part, too, would be that if I had to go an hour every time she wants to be fed, I don't, it's not a topless show.
Hey, pick up the radio and put on the podcast.
I mean, it's food, right?
We'll do a webcast.
But
We'd
yeah,
probably get a lot more viewers.
No, as a matter of fact, he's in the other room tonight. I had him packaging, and I'm up because we didn't take him Saturday. I didn't think about the fact that I can't just roll up there with 6-packs and be like, "Yo, dude, pack these up." Yeah, so
it's no hurry. There's
I better put them in a box.
No, there's no hurry. There's no hurry. I'll send you guys out some next, so it'll be my turn after that.
Yeah, no worries. We're
still gonna drink.
Cool.
Yeah, we're stoked to do it. As a matter of fact, the owner of the store that I was in, the PB Cobb, is like my favorite little beer store, general store here in town. Even though I don't drink, I go and pick out stuff for Mike a lot. So they have food too, and I go in there and eat, and it's really great food. And so we were talking to the owner when he was like, "Wow, you guys are buying a lot. Is this for your 4th of July? You having people over?" I was like, "Not unless I'm charging them a cover."
That's what we should do. When we send out beer, we should also send out tell some tips like, "Hey, have this food available. Like when I'm sending you these beers, have this.
Yeah.
Have this paired with it." I think that'd be a good idea. I like that idea.
That's a great idea.
He had extras, yeah, so I told him, I was like, make sure you drink them ahead of time so that, because most of the ones that he got to send you guys, he hadn't tried either, so.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, wieners.
Well, let's put the last wiener in the bun. Let's put some music on.
Yeah, and then when we come back, we got Dan Vapid of, any band from Chicago,
Vapid.
pretty much.
Every single band from the last 30 years, Dan Vapid has been in. Every single one.
Everyone.
All right. So can I send it out with a Riverdale song for Mr. Dan Vapid?
Sure.
Riverdale Stomp from the Riverdales on Punk Rock Foodies Radio.
Eat a wiener!
Baby, so sad, you're so bad, you're so sad. Drop that to fucker, drop that to dude, drop that to fucker, fucker, drop the attitude. Drop that to fucker, drop that to dude, drop that to fucker, fucker, drop the attitude. Drop that to fucker, drop that to dude, drop that to fucker, fucker, drop the attitude.
And that was the Queers with Drop the Attitude Fucker. That was off of their third studio album, Beat Off, which this guy on the phone played on. This is Dan Vapp. Are you considered one of the founding members of Screeching Weasel?
No, I'm not a founding member of Screeching Weasel. And to tell you the truth, I'm also not on the Beat Off record. It's a long story. My picture's on there, but my guitar tracks are yanked off.
Really?
So, yeah, that's a true story. I can get into it, but I don't know. It'd kind of take a long time, and why get into something like that? It's just going to probably stir up negative memories for me anyway, but yeah, truth be known, no, I did not play on that album, even though my picture is on there.
Well, they got to update the Wikipedia page then about you. So.
Yeah, I don't know who does the Wikipedia page. I don't really pay attention to it, to be honest with you. I think the last time I went on there was probably, 2 years ago or something like that. Just out of curiosity, but, yeah, I probably should. Probably should update it, try to be a little more professional. But anyway, to answer the Screeching Weasel question, no, I'm not a founding member. One of the founding members are John and Ben. They had a couple. They had a bass player on their first album, and they had one on their second album. And then I had joined pretty much right after their second album. Boogada 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 is when I joined. It was sometime in 89, I believe. And so, we played for a while and then broke up, got back together. I'm sure you know the rest of the story from there. But not a founding member, but early one, I guess.
So I was doing some research on you, and of course, we've already found out that Wikipedia is wrong. So this might not be right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, with that record, it's not something that's kind of really all that well known. It's not something that I really kind of go around talking about too much. But if somebody asks me directly about it, I tell them no, I didn't play on that. I was actually, my guitar tracks were taken off. And, that's a long story. It probably takes too long to get into. Kind of some bad memories with that anyway. But
well, my first introduction to you, I knew Screeching Weasel, but I back in the day I didn't really realize who the members of the band were. But my real first introduction to you was with the Riverdales, which was kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a Screeching Weasel light, even with the members, what. I guess my question is how is that different from the previous band?
How is it different from what band?
From Screeching Weasel. It's still Ben. It's Dan Sullivan was in that. And, other than John not being there, it's kind of the same band.
Well, yeah, that's true. What happened with that band is that after Screeching Weasel had broken up, we had, Ben and I had somewhat of a falling out, but so he did one album and he had Mike Dirk play on it, Green Day, and then the band had broken up. And I don't think I had played with him for maybe a year or so, and I was trying to get a new band together, and he was starting a new band. And he had Dan Panic in the band, because drummers are, typically hard to find.
Right.
And he had some girl from Indiana in the band. He was saying that it wasn't really working out, and then he had called me and he asked me if I was interested in playing in his band, and I said, well, to be honest with you, I'd rather just sing and write my own songs, and I kind of had a lot at that point, but I just was having trouble trying to get a band going at that point. And he said, well, why don't you sing your songs and I'll sing my songs? And I said, okay. You know, so that idea I was into, and I was just like, okay. So what we ended up doing is I ended up using, he ended up liking more of my really, like the more it was like the Ramones, the more he liked it. You know, because I had a bunch of songs written at the time, and my goal back then was to kind of have a band that like was kind of a cross between like the Ramones, Cheap Trick, the Mumps. That's kind of what I was, kind of power pop. I kind of wanted to do a band like that at that point, but I kind of got, he liked the idea of really kind of taking the Ramones thing and amping it up, and I already had songs like that. We were both big Ramones fans, so it just kind of ended up kind of taking that course from there. And that's kind of the way I looked at it at the time was, in a sense, I thought we kind of took it a little too far, but in a way I kind of liked it because I remember, you know, there wasn't really anybody doing that kind of thing at that point, you know. The Hanson brothers were like really the only band that I could think of that were really kind of doing a thing like that. And I thought that was kind of neat. So at the time, it just seemed to be right. And you know, so we did that with Green Day, offered us a tour, and you know, he ended up, you know, Billy Joe ended up mixing the record, and you know, just ended up doing some stuff with that band. I think, you know, like looking back at that band, I think, you know, I think it was definitely hit or miss. I think half the time it was really good. The other half the time, I think, you know, our songs needed to be developed a little more. I felt that way with the first album, but I really like our second album. You know, so but the vibe was just better on the second album. So I don't know. I mean, you know, hindsight's 20/20, I guess. But you know, I mean, looking back, I would do some things differently, of course. But you know, it kind of is what it is at this point. So, well, yeah, that's what we did. I think that what made it different from Screeching Weasel was just, you know, having two singers. And Screeching Weasel, Ben wrote majority of the songs. I wrote songs too, but you know, Ben really did write most of them. You know, so it just kind of had like a different vibe about it. And in a way, that kind of took us a while to kind of get a new thing kind of down. So you know, I kind of had mixed feelings about the early days of the Riverdale, to be honest. But I think, you know, we did have a lot of really good songs, actually. And I think, you know, some of my favorite moments were, like, which a lot of people probably disagree with me with, the last two records that we made. I felt probably the most comfortable with them, and I felt like they came out the most natural. So I'm pretty happy with those overall.
So the name Riverdale's, you know, I always assumed there was some kind of Archie connection because you had Jughead.
Yeah, there was. That was Ben's thing. I mean, he already had a name when he had to play in the band, and to be honest with you, I didn't really like the band name. I thought it was really stupid. But you know, like with any band name, I mean, I got used to it pretty quick. Most band names, I think, are pretty dumb, really. So, but yeah, it's you know, it is from the Archie comic. Okay. You know, they live in the town of Riverdale. So yeah, that would be true. Yeah.
Well, then you always got something going on, because you were doing the Mopes and the Methadones like almost simultaneously, like almost overlapped, like.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I think if you haven't followed what I've done really closely, it's really confusing. There's a lot of breakups. I've always just been consistently writing songs for many years. And so a lot of times, like, if a band doesn't work out, like, I do a new band as a vehicle to, like, put out my music, you know?
Right.
So what had happened with the Mopes were a band that I was on tour with the Queers, and I was just with B-Face on an off day one day, and we were just talking about like the goofy greats of the 60s, like just like, just like the goofy novelty songs of the 60s. And we just started writing songs, just kind of laughing. We thought, man, this would be a kind of a fun project to do, just on the side, you know. Just kind of wanted to kind of do something kind of funny and low key and only do it one time. Well, we did it. Had a really good time doing it. So everybody's like, you know, let's do another record. And I was like, I don't really kind of want to make another record like that. I got that out of me. I just wanted to do it one time, and that was that. But I had a lot of songs that were kind of sitting on the back burner, and I didn't really know where to put them yet. And some of the songs were songs that didn't quite make the Riverdale's cuts for some reason. I don't know. I can remember just Ben didn't quite like them enough, and I thought they were good, so I thought, you know, I had them. I wanted to kind of move forward with them. And, you know, we did some instrumentals that we thought were kind of fun, and then just kind of moved forward with, we wrote a couple new songs and kind of moved forward with the project. And that was a band where we all had lived in different parts of the country at the time. Like me and John. Well, John was in Chicago. I had lived in D.C. for a little while, and B-Face was out in Boston, and Dan Lemley was in Lafayette, Indiana. So we were all over the place. We were just kind of a band that played whenever we could, which wasn't very often. You know, it had to be kind of an event. So it was one of those bands that was kind of destined not to do too much, just because we didn't really live. It started off as just a side project. You know, we had done another record, but we all lived in different parts of the country. Right. You do that, it's kind of hard to get a band going, full time. I think if we had gone full time, it probably would have done pretty well, but, there wasn't any way that we could do that with that lineup and kind of make that happen. So we did that, played for a while, had a record on Lookout Records, played a handful of shows, really. And, I ended up kind of doing a new band, which was the Methadones after that.
Yeah, and then, the Methadones, you put out a bunch of albums of the Methadones.
Right.
Great band. Love the Methadones. So thank you.
Cool. That was by that point I was intent on finding people that were local, that were from Chicago, because that's where I lived at the time. And so I had rounded up 2 old friends. We had a drummer for a while and kicking him out. And then I got, we met our drummer Mike Stussy through another guy that I used to know. And he kind of introduced us, and then we hit it off immediately. And, we had started playing, and that was the band that I was kind of back to being in the band that was rehearsing once a week and, touring a little more frequently than I had been. Just kind of pushing it more as a band is supposed to kind of work, because the Methadones really weren't like that. In a lot of ways, Screeching Weasel wasn't like that for a long time, too, because Ben didn't want to play shows for many years.
I got to tell you, I just...
Riverdale's toured a little bit, but then we broke up, so...
Yeah, I just got to say, I'm not a big fan of Ben Weasel as a person.
Yeah.
Personally. So
not a lot of people.
And it's well known.
I don't... You get me going about that, shut up about that.
We could do another episode.
I don't want to go there. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's well known on my end. We've gotten into some social media altercations, and
of course.
I'm not. Yeah, but that being said, so you mentioned Chicago, where you're from. Lou Malnati's, that's the place to be for pizza?
I think for deep dish, it's really ranked really high. I would argue the best deep dish in Chicago is a place called Pequod.
Ooh.
Very, very, I think it's the best deep dish in the city. The guy that came up with the recipe actually died recently. He had been making pizzas for, I don't know, like 50 years or something. So he was just like this
legend.
Just like a genius with like pizza. Yeah, his name was Bert, and really cool guy. He had a restaurant called Bert as well. He had just a slight variation of the Pequod pizza because he had originally sold off his restaurant, and he opened a new place called Bert. But yeah, he was amazing. So yeah, I think Pequod is probably the best. Bert is probably up there. And yeah, Lou Malnati's I would probably go for a third. And then, other than that, I kind of stick to those places for Chicago deep dish.
Well, so now you don't live in Chicago anymore. You moved away. Like you're almost in St. Louis now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Southern Illinois, like about 40 minutes drive from St. Louis.
What's the food situation where you are compared to like when you lived in Chicago?
Well, it's not the same, obviously. Chicago's got some really just great restaurants. I mean, you're going to get that with a big city. You're just going to have chefs that are really talented that are going to move to a big city. Chicago, New York, and, even like Las Vegas, you're going to find great food. That being said, I mean, it hasn't been too bad, and I'm really kind of grown fond of St. Louis style pizza, which is an ultra thin cracker crust, really sweet sauce, and it has a cheese called Provel on it, which is kind of a mixture of like 3 different cheeses. I think provolone is one of them. I believe mozzarella, maybe Parmesan, something like that. I don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it's a mixture of those 3 cheeses, and it's kind of got a little bit of a smoky taste to it. It's really sweet. It's really ultra thin. I've been kind of loving that stuff. So
it's almost like the opposite of a deep dish.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Which I'm also a fan. I mean, I'm a big fan of of thin crust as well. I like New York pizza. I'm not one of those guys either. It's like, no, Chicago, no,
Right. Well, pizza.
Yeah, it's all really just it all has merits to me.
Well, you know what they say. I mean, like pizza's like sex. When it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it's still good. So you
I haven't heard that one, but I'll remember that.
Yeah, you can use it. So when you were touring back in the touring days, with the Methadones and whomever, Riverdale, whatever, any one of your myriad of bands that you were in, what was like the eating habits like? Was it all fast food? Was it?
Well, it was for a lot of those tours. Yeah, it could be really bad because especially in the United States where fast food is everywhere.
Right.
It's really easy to find a McDonald's. High calories, just bad for you. If you go, say, to Europe or something, it's like a place like Italy. It's like a lot very different. Finding a McDonald's is actually pretty hard.
Right.
They're there, but you really got to hunt one down. Compared to if you're over here. So, you just kind of do your best. You just try to eat as well as you can. For me, I've always had I always felt that, eating well was money well spent. So go, spend more on food. Don't eat cheap. I've always kind of had that mentality, and I usually end up feeling better because of it. If a bunch of guys I'm with are like, I'm just going to go to the Subway, I'm like, I'm going to go sit down here and pay 4 times as much for a meal. Yeah. So I'm usually that guy that ends up doing that more because
you get what you pay for.
Something that, I've been that way for many, many years. So, and I've always just really liked just good food as well. So.
And quality ingredients.
But it's nice going to certain towns in the United States. It's really pretty awesome. Like if you go to Kansas City, you're like, wow, okay, barbecue. Or Austin, you're like barbecue. If you're in New Orleans, you go, gotta go get some crawfish. I gotta get some gumbo.
Yeah.
Or from Philly, I'm like, okay, where's the cheesesteaks? Where's the best ones at? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I'm asking around,
So what is one of your favorite cities to go to for specifically because of the food?
I haven't been there in a long time, but I really like New Orleans. I just kind of like that vibe. I love the food. You feel good being there. There's certain places in New England just having some chowder. It's just, I don't know, just being next to the ocean, having chowder, that could be really just kind of perfect. It's just that combination.
Yep.
There's a lot of little hot spots, around the. I guess it just kind of depends, there's obviously certain states that don't have a lot to offer in terms of food, but I could swear New York City has the best sub sandwiches in the world.
Oh,
I've had just amazing subs in the Italian district of New York City. Just absolutely amazing. What the fuck would I do?
those all-night delis that sell subs and beer.
Yeah. So if I'm ever over there, I look forward to that. I'm probably leaving a couple things out here, but.
Well, you make the point basically that every city's got something, and if you don't even have to really look hard to find it, but go fucking find it.
I don't know if every city does. I go to Iowa or something past Iowa. I don't really know of any.
Right. Well,
anything that comes out of there, I'm sure there's something, but nothing comes to mind off the top of my head here.
No, like corn places
but,
there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something.
So I heard that you're an avid gardener. You do a little gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do.
Do you find anything that's difficult to grow, where you live, or the soil just isn't right for that you really wish you could grow?
I usually end up using. We end up getting potting soil for anything like herbs. We just end up putting in pots, but we try to. So far I found watermelon to be kind of hard. To grow. What else did I try? I'm looking at my garden right now here. Most stuff just kind of, it's been okay. I think I found strawberries to be kind of hard.
Yeah, I did
Strawberries
too.
And watermelon. They just weren't kind of, I know some people that grew them without a problem, but I've always kind of had problems with those. But, the easiest stuff for me is, cherry tomatoes just kind of grow whether you like it or not. Pretty much, I've had cherry tomatoes grow that I didn't even plant.
Right.
Cucumbers, I've got about 1 billion of those right now.
You get zucchini.
I like zucchini. I think with cooking, man, it's all about the ingredients. Having someone that knows what to throw in and just having respect for your ingredients and ultra just fresh ingredients, you're gonna have a good product. If you put it together right. Kind of into that, the simplicity in cooking. I'm really into Italian because of that. If you go to Italy, it's just 5 ingredients, but just they just knock it out of the park. Yeah, totally.
So what's something that you like to cook, one of your go-to meals?
Well, kind of a lot of things. One of the things I don't get around here are tacos, good tacos. We've got a couple places around here, but, I'll just go through, the Rick Bayless cookbooks and kind of go. And usually it's the most simple kind of recipe is usually kind of what I like best, just stuff like last on Father's Day I did, marinated strip steak and threw it on the grill and made tacos, had 2 different salsas. Nice. It did some with some chicken as well. I marinated it overnight. But yeah, it was fucking awesome. You know, I got like drank about like 12 beers and fucking ate tacos and watch the Cubs. You know, I love that shit.
Yeah.
So making pizzas a lot. You know, a lot of Italian stuff, a lot of pastas and like risottos and stuff. I'm really good at making.
Yeah. You know, I love, you know, you mentioned Father's Day. I love that when you Google search Dan Babin, in the images, the first image is you holding your kid. Or a
Really?
kid. I'm assuming it's your kid. It's a child. So I don't know if they pulled it off of Facebook,
okay.
but yeah. So it's like, you know, I don't know, like personally when, you know, growing up listening to these bands, you think, oh, these guys are punks, you know? And then there's just this dad, like, being awesome. And I love it. I mean, I got 3 kids of my own, so...
Yeah, I think there's a lot, you know, there's a lot of punk rock parents out there. It's not just me and you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I think I'm finding it to be really common, actually. So
Yeah. Well, and speaking of, look at these segues. See, like, we're professional here.
yeah,
You-
No, I totally anticipated it, man.
So you put out an album, or it's coming out. It'll be out in September, I believe.
Right.
Called
Yep.
All Wound Up, and it's a punk rock kids
Yep.
album. Tell us about
That's
that.
right. Yeah. Last summer, it was like last July, I got an email from Mike Park and said, "Have you ever thought about doing a kids album? I have a side label that I have called Fun Records, and I have, you know, a couple bands out there who do kids music." And I laughed. I'm like, "No, man, you know, I never thought of doing a kids album." Then, like, I vaguely thought about it about one time when I was in the car, and I honked the horn, and my son was like maybe 2 or something at the time, and I kind of made up kind of a song on the spot about the car horn, and then he kind of chuckled, and I kind of thought that in the back of my mind, and you know, so he sent this email, and I kind of picked up the guitar, and the song just kind of came out. The next thing you know, another song came out, and then another one. So I'm like, oh boy. Okay, so I emailed Mike Park back and said, you know, I'm kind of into this idea. I just kind of came up with a couple songs here. And he's like, all right, you know. He's like, you want to do one? I'm totally down. And he's recording, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. So I worked something out with a friend of mine, Luke, from Copyrights, who lives in Springfield, which is about maybe an hour and a half from here. And I wrote the whole album in about a week and a half. They just came right out of me. And I don't know if it's because I have kids or what, but they were just coming out, and I hadn't written a song in like a year before that. So it was really kind of a fun process, to say the least. So you know, we did that, recorded the record. I think the songs came out really good. You know, my goal making it was to try to have a record that I thought, you know, people would like, but the parents and the kids would like. You know, so I wasn't just thinking of just the kid. I was kind of thinking, kind of hoping it could have that effect of something that they could listen to together.
Yeah.
And so far, the people that have listened to it think it definitely worked on that level. So I'm happy about that. And it's gone over really well for the people that have heard it so far. And you know, most importantly, I don't know, I was really pretty happy with it as well. So I'm excited that it's coming out on September 9th.
Well, we're all excited for it. We all have kids here, and Skate Rat's due in a couple of weeks, so it will probably be a baby present for her. So yeah, we're all excited about the kids album.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's September 9th of this year. There's a lot of good records, new albums coming out this fall that should be good. So that's one that you need to put on your list. So will there be any like Wiggles-esque tours with the for the kids album?
You know, I think I'm going to put just a handful of them in my regular set.
Oh yeah.
They're not really that. Yeah, I don't think they're not really that drastically different with the other songs that I've written in the past, they're just the themes are a little different. The themes are different. They're coming from a perspective of a kid who is mostly who I was thinking was my son Max, who's 5. But then there's a couple songs that are kind of coming from my perspective of a parent, trying to guide, your kids,
right?
In a world that's hard, So there's a couple songs that are like that as well. I don't think they're really that far fetched, actually, which sounds funny if you think about it, but I think once people hear it, they'll go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, maybe I should wash my hands.
The lyrics are a little different, but the songs are kind of a lot like what he typically does. So, so yeah, I was actually thinking of throwing him in the set.
No, why not?
If someone were to approach me and want to do a whole set like that, I would definitely do it. But unless that, if that doesn't happen, I imagine I'll throw a couple songs in that set. So.
Cool. Well, all right. Well, is there anything else going on with you with Dan Vapid and the Cheats at all, or you got a tour going or anything like that?
I mean, no, not at the moment. I'm down here in Southern Illinois. I'm trying to put a new lineup together. I have another project that I'm working on in the studio that a friend of mine from Italy is going to be putting out. It's like a handful of songs and some unreleased songs from other albums of ours. It doesn't have a title or anything like that yet, but I imagine that should be out probably by the end of the year. We're going to release a single. We're going to release 4 singles, and then at the end, it's just going to be one release. So I have that coming out as well. That I'm in the process of working on. So yeah, just mostly a lot of studio stuff.
Cool.
Been doing lately. Not a lot of live shows, but I'm hoping to change that at some point. At the end of the summer or fall or something, because I can get a lineup kind of solidified.
Well, excellent. Well, we look forward to hearing more from you. We're all big fans of yours here, so.
Well, right on. Yeah, it's cool to talk about food, by the way. I don't normally get to talk about that.
Well, yeah,
So I'm kind of excited about that.
Well, do you have any other food you'd like to talk about? I mean, we've got unlimited time, so it's fine. If you
I'm sure I'll think of something. I'll probably think of something when we hang up. But
yeah, that's usually the way. We usually do a show, and then a week later, I forgot to mention. So we'll end up doing a show where it's the I forgot to mention episode, I guess. We'll call you back then.
Yeah, definitely do it. I'm totally serious.
Okay.
Anytime you want to talk food or whatever, I love that stuff.
Excellent. Well then, okay, so we'll have our rotating guest, Dan Vapid. So stay tuned.
All right.
So let's listen to a little Dan Vapid and the Cheats. This is Miracle Drug on Punk Rock Foodies Radio. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Felt half dead and now the blues just wave goodbye.
thank Steve, Brian, Skate Rat. I'd like to thank Dan Vapid. Great interview. We'll have him back again. I'd like to thank the people here at the Vicious Pig Saloon in downtown Mattersville. Always treat us well. For all your video and graphic needs, check out Burning Rose Studios. Check out Betty Gear on Facebook, although the business might be slowing down shortly. And on Facebook, come on over to Punk Rock Foodies. 4,500 members and growing. And when you're at Punk Rock Foodies, don't forget, participate in the Hot Dog Challenge. Make food, post a pic. It's that simple. Bone Ape Kid, everyone.
I mean, who has it? If you're an Emmy Award winner, it's like you got it, you know?